What is probate and why you should avoid it? You should buckle in. I have a lot to say on this. Probate is the process by which if your loved one dies and they have assets titled in their name only, so the asset doesn't have a joint owner and it doesn't have a beneficiary, or your loved one passes away in such a way that something becomes payable to them after death. The only way to claim that asset is by going to the probate court. So in Ohio, each of the 88 counties has their own probate court. So there is one probate court per county. So you go down to the probate court, you need to submit a bunch of documents in order to be appointed over that estate. You're either going to be an administrator or an executor of that estate, depending on whether or not the person had a last will and testament. So here are some of the reasons why people should avoid this process. First of all, I just listed the very first step in that process. It's actually more like at least a 3-step process. It's going to take a minimum of 6 months to complete a probate case in Ohio. One of the reasons for that is because creditors have 6 months from which to make a claim against a probate case. Another reason that you want to avoid probate is because we're going to have court oversight almost over all the decision making that is going to be done through the case. So if we need to sell a home, if we need to get rid of the things in the home, if we need to cash out at a bank account or get a life insurance policy, we're going to need permission from the court to do that. And we're also going to have to report back to the court all of the findings. So at the end of every probate case, you have to complete something called a final accounting. And a final accounting is a down to the penny listing of all of the assets that have come through the probate court case and who they got paid out to. So you can very easily find the public records of a lot of celebrities, but also your neighbors, because the nature of the probate court process, like the nature of most court processes, is that it's very public. Another reason that you want to think about avoiding the probate court process is that it's very costly. Most people hire an attorney to do that. That typically ends up being one of the, if not the biggest expense in the case. Usually in the probate court process, the attorney is going to get paid off of a percentage of the assets, or they're going to work at an hourly rate. I want to tell you that I've worked in firms that have large portfolios of probate cases from which they harvest assets from every year. And this is a significant portfolio of many law firms in the area. So this is a process that is completely avoidable. You do not need to be a part of that portfolio of cases. You do not need to buy an attorney their next Tesla. You can set things up while you're alive and competent to 100% avoid this process. And I could go on and on and on about the reasons that you want to avoid this. But if you want to get started today on learning how to not go through probate, you can visit our website at boonelegal.com or give our office a call at 330-968-6003. We are here to serve you.